Yo, what's going on guys? ARMOUR here. Welcome back to another video for Horizon Forbidden West, and today I want to put together a few handy beginner tips for those of you that are jumping into the game for the first time, whether you have played the original or whether you have not. These are a few things that you want to keep in mind as you're working throughout your adventure, things that will definitely help you when it comes to combating machines and taking on the foes within the world. So if you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know if you guys are looking forward to Horizon Forbidden West, what are you most excited to see and do, and of course don't forget to keep it locked because we've got plenty of stuff coming your way. So, in at number 1. First things first, you don't have to play the original. The original is a fantastic game, and I do highly recommend you play it, but the game does have a recap video that you can watch as a means to basically get you up to speed, because the game does kick off pretty much where the last one left off, so if you don't necessarily do that or you haven't got any experience, it is going to assume prior knowledge. So having access to that video will at least kind of get you caught up so you can dive in and enjoy this world. You should again still play Horizon 1, it is a fantastic game, but if you don't have the time, understandably there's a lot of games coming out right now, then you can still jump into this. Moving on from there to number 2, movement is your friend. Aloy's defense is very limited in this game, and coupled with extremely low health, at least at the start of the game, it's really important to keep on your toes and play smart. You have access to slides, glides, dodges, and grapple yeets, so ideally, you want to make sure you're weaving these in between your attacks to keep your enemies at bay. Then make sure that you level up your armor. Armors have different skills and perks and slots, and as you play throughout the game, you can level them up, and leveling them up allows you to get the most out of these armor sets. Like most of them, upgrades will of course require machine parts, so some of them you will do later on in the game, but make sure you're battling your machines, farming your machines, and getting those materials, because those upgrades along the way will definitely help you when it comes to those tougher later encounters. On top of that, make sure you use coils and weaves, mods for your armor and weapons, basically. If you played the first game, you'll be familiar with the system. It makes a return in Horizon Forbidden West, and often these will boost the ammo types and the passives seen on your armor and your weapon abilities. Basically, want to get more bang for your buck? Use this stuff. Additionally, make sure you spec into your playstyle. The game has a skill tree, and the skill tree is broken into different playstyles of sorts. Find one that works for you, and kind of spec into it a little bit. Want to get your hands dirty? Spec into melee. Want to be a bit more methodical and sneaky? Maybe Infiltrator and Trapper are your go-to choices. Of course, you're free to spend your points wherever you please, but investing more heavily into your chosen playstyle will of course allow you to better embody that style. Then moving on from there, learn your enemy's weaknesses. If you guys are Monster Hunter players, then you will know this already. It is all about preparing. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. Whilst of course you can check these things on the fly, you can use your focus, and you can then use this as a means to basically get some information and also some extra breathing room. You can also tap the touchpad once you've scanned to analyze specific weak parts of the monsters, but of course knowing these ahead of time will allow you to plan for your engagements, maybe choose the right weapons for the task. So learning these, of course, as you'll be fighting these machines more and more later on, will definitely help you out. Additionally, learn your elemental combos. Some elemental damage types on face value may appear to be a little weak, but they play a larger part in combos with other damage types. For example, Purge Water, once applied, makes machines Shock or Frost build up. And in turn, Frost State means enemies are more susceptible to impact damage, which leads into the next point. So basically, learning these combos, don't necessarily sleep on an element that you think initially might not be massive damage, because it might set it up for something much bigger. Also, vary your weapons. Whilst it is okay to have favourite archetypes, you will be burning through your resources if every single weapon is the same in your arsenal. It's good to have a variety to get comfortable with, as well as having variations in damage types so that you are prepared for most encounters. Of course, you might want to spec in for tougher battles, but generally speaking, variety is good. Additionally, make sure that you sell your treasures. Running low on shards? Sell your treasures. It's really that simple. There's no reason to hold on to them because it is an easy way of boosting your money without having to sell important resources. Treasures can be found by pinging your focus and looking for caches, but they can also be quest rewards, so keep an eye out for those. Additionally, for those of you that go into open world games and sometimes get a little bit overwhelmed, keep in mind it is okay not to do every side quest. Seems pretty obvious, but the game is designed to be able to be played the way that you want. If you want to do every quest, then by all means go for it. But as far as I'm aware, this game doesn't seem to have any missables, and with the addition of the Sunwing mount later on in the game, you will find tackling some of these quests a little bit easier when you get to the end game. So it is definitely entirely possible to basically go and clean up all of that stuff later on. And then finally, search Sunken Valleys for Greenshine. If you are nearing endgame, you'll notice gear requires a rare resource known as GREENSHINE. Whilst you'll find this littered around the world, the best farms, so to speak, for these are sunken valleys. They provide a lot of greenshine in each location and will alert you once you've gathered all of it in one area. So definitely be on the lookout for this. But for the time being, that is pretty much it. Those are a few handy tips on how to get started in Horizon, a few things you need to know whilst embarking on your journey. Hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you guys want to check out some more gameplay from Horizon Forbidden West, be sure to check out this video on the channel, and do be sure to keep it locked for plenty more Horizon content.